Well, welcome back to why you should use your electric guitar at church. Today I'm going to show you my pedal board and the pedals that I use, and they're all cheap, they're all reliable. Here it is. This is what I've got. It's made up on a bit of chipboard, really cheap. All the pedals I'm going to show you today are available for less than $100. In fact, you could set up your whole thing for probably about $200 fairly easily, and get a really good sound. Over here on the end is a Fab overdrive pedal. It retails for about $50 in Australia, even less in other places. You can get them very cheaply. It's an excellent pedal, really, really, really good. The way I have it set up, the overdrive, it's got 3 knobs. The overdrive knob over here I have set as low as possible, so that I get a light crunch if I dig into the strings a bit more, but that's all. Tone I have wound up all the way for clarity, like I was talking about with the amp the other day, and level I have set so that it's just a little bit louder than my sort of clean sound, so that when I hit it, it pops out a bit, but it doesn't kill everyone. The next one I'm going to tell you about is this delay pedal here. It's made by a company called Crossfire, but they're sold in other places under different names. It retails for about $80 Australian or thereabouts, maybe 90. Again, you can buy really complex delay pedals these days where you can tap the timing in it. You could buy that, but you just don't need it. This is probably as good as the Edge had in the early 80s when he was doing things. I have it set with the rate, the length of the delay pretty long, so that it's wound up to sort of 3/4. The level I have set just past half, and the repeat, in other words, how many times the sound repeats, I have that wound up about halfway. Now, I've found that between these two pedals and the choice of some notes that I'm going to show you a bit later on, you can get heaps just out of this very, very simple and cheap delay pedal. So they're the two pedals that you might like to buy. In order, I'd buy that one first because your amp probably already has an overdrive on it. If you're going to use it with an amp and overdrive, you need to plug it into the FX loop. The other two things that you might like to have, well, first of all, a tuner is a really good thing to have because you can tune easily between songs. Volume pedal is another really useful musical tool because it allows you to get out of the way of the music if you're just too loud. And this is a problem a lot of the time for guitarists, especially with your overdrive on. You'll find that the level's too high, you're in a song, everyone's looking at you funny. You can just back that off, and you're playing at a level which is good, you can affect the mix, and everyone's happy again. So all that can be set up, as I said, for under $200. All of it's highly useful. I've got a tremolo and a chorus and a compressor. I sometimes use those at church, but you really don't need them. Tremolo is kind of fun. The other two, they're just options. And I've got a big distortion pedal down here. It makes a very big distorted, can make a really fuzzy sound that's awesome. I almost never use it at church. It's just not the setting for it. You might be saying, why do you have pedals and not a multi-effects? Well, two reasons. First of all, in a multi-effects, most of them it's very difficult to disengage any one of the effects independently of the other one. You've got to go to a different patch. That's the first one. The second thing is they come with a whole bunch of sounds you just don't know and they're hard to use. And even once you've got your patches set, you go to church and you need to fiddle with it. So you spend your whole time fiddling with it. Whereas with these, you roughly know what they're going to do and you can adjust them on the fly very easily just by turning them on or off if you need to. Next time I'm going to plug it in, like I keep saying, and we're going to do some playing, and I'll show you how these two things can thicken your sound quite effectively in a small band.